whenever you're ready.
Dairy is scary. Better go vegan. That is a dramatic change from the late 1930s milk ad campaign. Fresh milk, nature's greatest food. Most of us have heard that milk does a body good and keeps your bones strong. Now, there's a debate about whether or not that's really true. Some will say that dairy is bad for you, gives you digestion issues, causes acne, and increases your risk of cancer. This can leave a person utterly confused. What is the truth? Today, I'd like to dive into the truth about dairy in your diet. The anti-dairy movement has taken hold with bloggers, making dairy sound scary, and big-name diets like Whole30 and the Paleo diet saying dairy is a definite no-no. Many consumers have turned to alternative milks made from nuts, oats, rice, coconut, and even hemp. The controversy about milk is at an all-time high. One of the arguments against consuming dairy is bloat. There are people whose body don't contain the enzyme lactase, which is necessary to break down the sugar in milk called lactose. If lactose is not broken down properly, it can cause bloating and gas. While there are some people who are lactose intolerant, you need to remember that just because you have bloating and gas, that doesn't inevitably mean you're lactose intolerant. Beans, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and onions are also foods that cause bloating and gas. So taking dairy out of your diet may not necessarily solve the problem. Dairy products can cause acne is another claim people like vegan Dr. Michael Rosen say come from consuming dairy. According to the dermatologist Richard Niles, our family dermatologist, and many other doctors say that current studies are inconclusive, and there is no clear link between milk and acne. In fact, our dermatologists, knowing our milk and dairy consumption, did not suggest any change in our dairy consumption to help get rid of acne. Another claim by Dr. Rosen is that the casein in milk causes plaque to grow and could be linked to prostate and breast cancer. The National Breast Cancer Foundation refutes this statement, saying, over many decades, studies have shown that dairy consumption does not increase the risk of breast cancer. Studies looking into the link between cancer and dairy products are inconclusive. There is no strong evidence linking dairy products to cancer. Interestingly, on the UT Southwestern Medical Center website, they list 7 drinks that may affect your cancer risk. Listed were alcohol, coffee, green tea, energy drinks, sports drinks, soda, and bottled water. Nowhere did they mention cow milk. People tend to cut dairy out of their daily diets because they see it as a high-fat ingredient that adds calories to their meals, says independent nutritionist Fiona Hunter. But this is a common misconception. In fact, the high protein content of dairy products is extremely beneficial for keeping us fuller for longer and giving us the energy we need to get through the day. Studies show that when trying to lose weight through a calorie-controlled diet, you should include at least 3 servings of milk, yogurt, or cheese a day. This can help people lose more weight and more fat compared to people who eat less dairy foods. While there are many who would like to do away with drinking cow's milk, there are still plenty of advocates. According to the Healthline magazine, dairy milk is one of the healthiest foods you can find. As people age, bones begin to lose density and become brittle. But you can prevent this from happening by consuming calcium. Doctors say we should have 2 to 3 servings of dairy per day, and the best source of calcium is milk. Alternative milks across the spectrum have more added sugars and are higher in carbs. Protein content as well as calcium and vitamin D are also significantly lower, says Melissa Majumdar, registered dietitian and spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Dairy milk, on the other hand, includes 9 essential nutrients needed to recover. In addition, Milk helps prevent muscle soreness and replenishes the fluids that were lost during physical activity. There are many foods that contain acids that cause people to experience heartburn. One of the simplest and yummiest ways to alleviate this pain is drinking a glass of milk. The cooling sensation and the thick consistency of milk helps to coat the esophagus and stomach lining to prevent heartburn. While others like Rosen would like to say that dairy causes bloat, increased weight, acne, or cancer, if milk was really that dangerous, it would be required to have a health warning label stating the negative effects it imposes. Now that you know that there are considerably more benefits to drinking milk than drawbacks, you may be wondering, does it matter what kind I drink? The short answer is no. You can choose skim milk, low-fat milk, 2% or whole milk. All will provide the same benefits, just with different levels of fat and calories. So what are you waiting for? Go get a tall glass of milk and take advantage of milk's amazing benefits.
You have a question, Ryan, or? Okay. Great topic, very relevant to today's milk and dairy consumption industry for sure. So I'm sure in school there's probably lots of people who maybe they drink soy milk at home or if they drink dairy milk at school. What would you tell your friends to encourage them if they do drink soy milk or almond milk at home? How would you encourage or persuade them to go back to drinking dairy milk?
I would tell them that they shouldn't believe the stories that they read online that milk can give them cancer or affect them. I would encourage them that milk is really good for you and is actually the opposite of what people are saying online.
Mm-hmm.
What is one thing you've done, because I know you're active in sports, that you've done with your teammates, your schoolmates, to encourage people to drink milk?
Like drinking milk at, if I have a friend over, drinking milk at home, encouraging them, or even after games, if you go to a meal, order milk instead of soda.
Mm-hmm. It'll definitely help you recover a lot better than soda, that's for sure.